Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Washington Nationals March to October. We have a call-up player boost player lock game to play with Trevor Williams. He got the call back up. It was kind of an interesting move. I hope it pays off, but we sent Kenley Jansen down. I mean, he was just rapidly declining at this point. He hardly pitched. The CPU after I took him out of the closer role was hardly using him. And he was all the way down to a 71 overall. And with Trevor Williams being a 70, I figured even if we somehow don't get a boost for Trevor Williams, he's going to end up being just as good or better than Kenley in like a month. But also now, if we do finally get a trade with Steven Strasburg so we can free up all the money we're going to be paying him for the next 2 years, then we're going to have that fifth starter spot covered right away. We don't even have to worry about that. But the reason I didn't start this episode just starting that moment is because we got some changes, I guess, to the lineup based on some of these stats here. Because I was looking around at a lot of different stats on this team to this point, and the one that stood out to me is if we reverse sort by on-base percentage. If you don't count Isan Diaz just because he's only had 4 plate appearances, the only 2 hitters on this entire team that have an on-base percentage below 300 are the 2 leadoff hitters. I mean, Ahmed Rosario leads off against lefties, Abrams leads off against righties. Both of them have had so much trouble so far this season getting it going. And like your leadoff guy, you gotta have a good on-base percentage. That's kind of the whole point. And the other thing that I noticed is if we sort by batting average versus righties, 3 of the top 4 are players that we have sitting on the bench when we face a right-handed pitcher. I mean, Alfaro just seems to be good regardless this year. He is tearing it up both ways. But Victor Robles with 42 contact, 42 power, putting up the numbers he is against righties, that's kind of surprising. And then talk about surprising, but this is where I noticed that Lane Thomas is having a huge breakout season. So right now he only starts against left-handed pitchers, but obviously he's doing really good against righties too in a pretty small sample size, but 10 for 31 with a homer. But look at these numbers overall this season. He has 21 walks to only 17 strikeouts. The OPS is 1113. You look at those numbers and you have to have this guy starting every day. You just have to. Regardless of the ratings, if this is how he plays, he's got to start. And the last thing that I noticed before I actually will show what I did with the lineup is Kevin Kiermaier is being kind of weird too, because right now what we have him doing is starting against righties. Not like he's amazing against righties, but theoretically he should be better than Robles. But then we get a chance to have that fielding out there. But against righties, he's only batting 242. Against lefties, he's batting 333. So here's what I did to the lineup. Against right-handed pitchers, I moved Ian Happ into the leadoff spot. He gets on base a lot. He draws a lot of walks. I moved Abrams all the way down to 6, and you'll notice he's playing short now because I just flat out took out Ahmed Rosario against righties. I mean, he's just been so lackluster, but he's supposed to be this high contact guy and he's batting 225, getting on base with a 287. He's not hitting for any power. He's been horrible in the field with 9 errors made already, and that all leads to a negative .5 wins above replacement. He is playing below replacement level comfortably. The only thing he's good at is stealing bases. So I moved Abrams back into short, Lane Thomas got moved out into right, and then actually what I did was swap Victor Robles and Kevin Kiermaier. This one I don't know about. It's kind of weird. Robles, like we saw, he was batting 311 against righties. He's batting 306 overall. He's having a really good season when he plays. So I figure let's let him play. At least for now, let's give him a little shot out there. It sucks that we're benching Kiermaier because he's actually been pretty solid. The only one I couldn't find a way to get into the lineup is Jorge Alfaro because we can't bench Keibert Ruiz with the numbers he's putting up. So yeah, a little experiment to get Lane Thomas and Robles Robles into the order. And then against lefties, we moved Lane Thomas into the leadoff spot over Ahmed Rosario. We still have Rosario in the lineup against lefties. This lineup actually is pretty similar, just moving Lane Thomas and Rosario is pretty much all that happened. But even though Kiermaier was doing so good against lefties, I figured it was a 24 at-bat sample size, and it's not like Robles was doing bad against lefties. Like, he's still doing good, and his numbers are better. Like, his attributes are better against lefties than Kiermaier, so I figured, well, we'll just have Robles be our starting center fielder then, all time. So hopefully those changes give us the little boost we need to push us over this hump and get us into first place in the division, because we've been stuck in second place like a game or two back for a little while now. But let's get ourselves into this Trevor Williams player lock. We got a full game to pitch with him. Usually I'm confident that we can pick up a good upgrade from a pitching player lock. All right, so here we go. Trevor Williams, he was on the team all of last season, the World Series winning season, and he was a starter for a while, and for maybe the first 60-ish games of the season last year, he was one of our best starters. Not only one of our best starters, he was actually one of the best starters. He was like leading the league in walks allowed, like as in having the least amount of walks allowed. He started falling off, and then with some of the upgrades we got to that rotation, he ended up in the pen, but he still did pretty good for us, and that's not actually a good start. A 3-1 count turning into a little blooper, I don't like that. That with the speed, I don't know if it can be 2. Yeah, no, we didn't turn 2, but that was still all right. Because we'll get, oh no, okay, I thought I thought that was another double play ground ball, but no, that's just another base hit. Where's this going? Okay, we're all good. All right, there we go. A little bit more shaky of a first inning than I would have liked, but no damage. So somebody I didn't even mention when talking about the lineups was our new call-up, Isan Diaz. The fact that he got upgraded as much as he did makes him so valuable, just out of nowhere though, to this team. Don't really have a spot to slot him into to start in any scenario, but the fact that he is now a B potential, already a 74 overall and 27 years old, giving him time to develop further, that like changes a lot of things actually. And there we go, another strikeout. All right, we got a 1-pitch pop-up. That's actually really good because you know how the CPU just loves to leave you in with no energy in these moments. Trevor Williams already doesn't have the highest stamina when it comes to being a starting pitcher, so the quicker the outs we can get, the better. Okay, that wasn't fun though. Pitching to contact there, and he got one in the corner. Are we going to get him at second? No. All right, another punch out. We got to have an inning where we don't allow a base runner, but this is a solid start. We have a 3-0 lead now. Our offense is actually putting up some run support here early on. Oh, man. Okay, that's right to him, though. We're all good. There we go. That play is going to be made. 2 down pretty quick. And another weak grounder, but we are in the shift. I don't have shifts on, but since I'm only in control of the pitcher, they're on. That probably would have been an out. Unless Rosario would have made an error, because, you know. Man, they just make contact. I know this is the Guardians, and you got to expect that, but some of these pitches I expect to swing and a miss, and I'm not getting them. We got even more runs now, a 5-0 lead. We're falling into this pattern, though, that you seem to always fall into, where you get 2 strikes instantly, like an instant 0-2 count, and then it's just a couple of close takes, some foul balls, and then next thing you know, it's like a 7-pitch at bat. Like, we're pitching pretty good so far, and we're already under half energy, and we're only 1 out into the 4th. There we go. Didn't take too many extra that time. Oh, there we go. Okay, I guess up and in might be the key. We're kind of getting a lot of strikeouts, aren't we? There we go. It is. Up and in is the key. That is 3 strikeouts in a row on that. I feel like I was just saying that this team is making a lot of contact on pitches I'm not expecting contact, but we're kind of racking up strikeouts, and there we go. I like a 1-pitch out. We sat Quan down with it too. Man, he's not even throwing gas. It's like 90, 91 up in it. We're probably going to end up being into yellow energy before this inning's over, so I'm very curious to see how much longer we go. I mean, we've had it happen before where they run us out there with absolutely no energy, and you just keep pitching until something happens. There we go, another strikeout. We finally got Jose Ramirez out. I did see, yeah, we are into the yellow here. Up and into Jimenez, he got a round on that. Uh-oh. Catch it, please. Okay, at least it didn't leave. 2-out double, shouldn't do any harm. We just got to get this out. And that, it did turn into doing some harm there. Sheets couldn't make the play. Man, it is just instantly once we got into the yellow, it all changed. Now they're hitting. That one should be an out. Okay, out of the 6 with only the 1 run. This would be the ideal spot where we get taken out. But I don't think that's going to happen. Nope, we are headed back out for 7. At least we got our run back. Oh, yeah, no, Diaz, that's the one thing. I think that's him at second. He doesn't have the best fielding, so all these diving plays are bouncing off his glove. See, from this point on, with the amount of energy we have left, it's just kind of... They're going to make contact, and we just got to hope it gets hit to somebody. Like that. That could be 2 with 13 speed. That's an easy double play. And another grounder to second. See, at this point, this is where I feel like you absolutely cannot throw him for another inning. Top of the order coming up for what, the 4th time around? Has got to be where you call it. But of course, because this is how this game works, we are headed back out there with all the energy in the world left. I mean, weak contact, still getting outs. Oh, and that's right back to us. So that hopefully is 2 outs. There we go. And we have now completely run out of gas facing Jose Ramirez. And he didn't get enough of that. All right, I'm assuming we're going to be headed back out for the 9th to try and get a complete game on no energy. I mean, who needs their pitching arm, right? There's no injuries in this mode. Start Trevor Williams the next game, too. Just give him 18 straight innings back to back. There we go. There's out number 1. I was just waiting for a Rosario bobble. Oh, they said that hit him before he swung. That's not how you want to let a base runner on with 2 strikes. There we go. We're still getting strikeouts here with no energy. We are 1 strikeout away from double digits and 1 out away from finishing this game. That's strike 2 on a foul ball. Can we get double-digit strikeouts? No, we can't, because that should end the game. We're there in center field, and that is a complete game in a player lock. That should give us about as big of a boost as we could have gotten. If there is one thing that I'm confident in this March to October is pitching player lock moments. The hitting ones, those are hit or miss. I mean, mostly miss, but the pitching ones, I feel like I got it down. So I don't know how much of a boost we're going to actually get with Williams. And we took this series against Cleveland. We're losing a lot more games than I'd like to be losing with having momentum. And we have some trades to look at. This screen has not popped up too often so far this season. But here we go. The first offer is for Hunter Renfroe. I feel like he was kind of on my list as someone I was looking at signing in the offseason. Didn't end up doing it. So what's he looking like? He's +6 to his contact versus lefties. He's got 11 bombs, batting .258. He's actually a negative WAR player though. A lot of errors for an outfielder to make 5 errors. I think that's too steep of an asking price, especially when we don't really need another outfielder anyway. So what about Miami? We have 2 different trades from Miami. So what's this first one for Sixto Sanchez? They want me to trade 2 different C potential pitchers and Jeter Downs for Sixto Sanchez, who himself is a C potential pitcher. I don't know though. Again, our pitching is kind of stacked as is, and all it takes is a fast track or even a call up for either of these guys, and they're pretty much just as good as Sixto Sanchez is now. And then throw in Jeter Downs, who still has a chance to make an impact? I don't think so. So what about your other trade, Miami? What do we got? Luzardo for Strasburg and Robles. That's 2 of our 3 trade block players. Wow, dude, this one is gonna make me think for a second here. Man. So first of all, let's just see. Trevor Williams did get boosted all the way up to a 76, so he got a massive boost. I actually was not expecting that. That was a 6 overall boost. But we don't really need him anymore if we have Luzardo. He's not having a great year. 1-7, 5.51 ERA. He wasn't good last year either, but he is pretty young with a B potential. I guess we only have him for 1 more year. Why am I not feeling this? I am not feeling this trade. All I want is to get rid of Strasburg and that money, which this would do, because Luzardo is getting paid nothing. We'd even be saving money if we were just trading Robles. But also throw in Matt Moore, who it's not like he's having a crazy good year, but the fact that he's only one of 2 lefties we have in our bullpen, I kind of don't want to give that up. I don't know, there's just so much uncertainty with this too, because then we'd also be calling up and probably not getting the chance to make the decision on who to call up, and that'd be to fill 2 spots. I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to do this. I feel like I just need a bit better of a trade to get rid of Strasburg. Hopefully, as we move closer to the deadline, more trades pop up and we'll have more chances to trade Strasburg away. But just for this specific deal, I don't like it. Maybe this is the best kind of deal I'm going to get, and if I don't do it, I'm not going to be able to move that money, but for now, I'm greedy, so I'm not going to make a trade here in that section, and we're going to move on. So we have another game here against Arizona. We have tied first place in the division. Finally, we made a little bit of a step. And just looking at things shaping up now, I'm wondering if maybe I would want to move Gore into the bullpen for Trevor Williams anyway. Maybe that would help Gore a little bit. Also, Nick Sandlin, 32 2/3 innings in, just cannot figure it out. Maybe I need to make it a point to start using him in games that I play, because maybe if I can throw a couple good innings with him here and there, that'll bump up his numbers just a little bit, and then maybe in Sims he'll start playing better. So all right, let's get into this game against the Diamondbacks. We have to hold them with the bases loaded and 2 outs. This is not a situation that I typically do great in, and it's Trevor Williams on the mound. He did have a hit allowed and a walk allowed, so he's probably gotten himself into this spot. Robles has hit a homer, so I mean, maybe it's a good thing we didn't make that trade. And you know what? Let's ride the hot hand. I just pitched the complete game with Williams, so let's get him this final out, hopefully. And we got it on the strikeout. Trevor Williams. This is his episode. Just says at the bottom there, Lane Thomas collected 5 RBI in the last win against Arizona. It's gonna be weird if he... Wait, how much did we beat them by? I just got distracted by those updates at the bottom because now it also says Alfaro got 7 RBI. All right, maybe I should actually focus on hitting. God, dude. How am I missing that? I am right now. I'm in the middle of a major slump at the plate across MLB The Show. Like, I feel like everything I'm playing right now, I'm slumping in. Hap, yep. Bet if I'm not in a slump, I would have hit that just a little bit better. Alright, so let's actually do something that I said I should do here and get Sandlin an inning. I actually don't even know if I have used him yet in this regular season. I feel like whenever I'm in games, he's either like gassed or there's just a spot to use either a lefty or the closer. It's not really a Sandlin spot. Really need him to be good though, because he was so good for us after we traded for him last year. And he has so much upside with being a B potential, relatively young, and we have him for a while. So we got to get his numbers turned around here. We got to get him actually progressing in his attributes. Oh, that wasn't a good sound, but it's another out. Who cares? Diaz, what are you going to do about this? This tough play. Yeah, he didn't get the good animation. Come on, ring him up. Thank you, game. There we go. Good inning from Sandlin. No walks, a punch out, no runs allowed. Now, how about we take the lead for him and maybe get him a win on his record? I didn't even realize this is Tanner Rainey. He was stuck in our minor leagues all of last season. Looks like he escaped, and now he's got a 7.97 ERA in Arizona, so good for him. Oh, come on. See, that is right there for me. That's how you know I'm in a slump, is when you get a pitch like that, even time it up, and it's just not going anywhere. I'm just missing another one. Had a pretty good idea there, waited back, got the PCI to the general area, but I was just late and just under it. Come on, Sheets, you need a big swing. I haven't made a big swing with him yet since we traded for him. Oh, that hit him? That didn't really look like it hit him, but okay. Lane Thomas, am I gonna get a hit with him? No, that didn't have anything off the bat. Okay. We're going to have to win it on a walk-off now. Joe Mantiply, let's get him in here. Having another really good season with a 1.29 ERA. The only thing that's negative is for some reason the CPU is using him less than our other lefty, Matt Moore. Does that say at the bottom Mike Trout is on pace for 61 homers? He was ridiculous last season, too. Oh, thanks for the call, game. Another grounder for Abrams. He made another play. And we are on to the bottom of the 9th. Just need one swing. They're bringing in a lefty to face Abrams leading off. Now the question is, do I just try and bunt or do I go to the bench? We could go to Rosario. Actually, would probably make more sense for this one. I'm going to do that. Oh, he got me. Dude, come on. Why does that even fool me right there? Please drop. Okay, Ruiz is getting us a base hit here in the bottom of the 9th. Chapman over his... No! Look at that swing, dude! That gets over his head. That gets to the gap. We'd have runners on second and third right now. Robles is gonna get himself another base hit in this one. It's gonna move the winning run up to second. Okay, that's a 3-2 count. Now a base hit should win it. We're going to take ball 4. So we have the bases loaded. It's going to bring up Isan Diaz, but we are going to the bench for Alfaro. Big clutch rating, good power against lefties. Chafin's low on energy. You got to come through in this spot. Oh, and I got under it. And, that was very hittable. Can't help but feel like I blew a golden chance there, man. You have Alfaro up against a lefty in a clutch spot. That's going to keep him at second, though. So that's a good first out. If we can keep them from scoring here, obviously we're going to be in a really good spot. Man, he's just not biting at any of our big pitches here. Oh, my God. I'm going to go to the pen here. I know it'd be the clutch rating here, so the 97 contact that Ref Snyder has against lefties doesn't matter, but after that last at-bat, I just feel like we need a new look anyway. And we sat him down on those hard two-seams. And we got him on the splitter, grounding out to first. No runs allowed in the extra inning. We have to cash in and win this one. It's Meneses. It's a lefty. Why would you bring in a lefty? Let's end this, Joey, before things have to go any further. This is what you do. I'm really surprised they didn't put him on, actually. That would have made a lot more sense with Sheets up next. That was also a pretty good pitch to do something on. What is going on here, man? I just played the worst game of Pack Attack maybe I've ever played, and now I'm on here not able to cash in these golden opportunities. Lane, I don't think that has enough to do anything. Are you kidding me? We're going to 11. There we go. That's a big strikeout to keep him at second. Now we go to the lefty with it being back-to-back lefties up. Finnegan did a good job. Running out of arms, though, in that bullpen. We only have 2 more left that have full energy. There we go. 3 pitches to sit down Corbin Carroll. Another one up and in, gets the strikeout. We kept him at second again. When's it going to happen? Who's going to have the swing? They're sticking with the lefty out there. So, Rosario, you have a good matchup.
Ultimately, this is a strategic game, and
I'm going to try and move him up to third. We might have to be able to get something out of that. And we are in there. Okay. Now it just takes another one of those. We don't even need a hit to win this game. That's not going to do it, though. Ruiz, buddy. Oh, that has to be it. A perfect from Matt Chapman, and they're just going to watch it. Finally, we broke through, got the big swing. That might be Matt Chapman's first big moment on the team, and that's a good way to end this one. That's a good win. I mean, that was our game to win this whole time. They could not do anything at the plate. It was just a matter of how long it was going to take before we got the big swing. But you know what? We just live for those extra inning wins and that extra fireball of momentum that comes with it. All right, so what's that? Oh, it lied to me. It was only 3 total, but that seemed like it increased it a lot, though. So whatever. Let's just rack up some wins. We need to rack up a bunch in a row here, and I forgot scouting exists. This guy didn't turn into what I'd hoped. All right, well, I've given up on the discovery for the rest of this year and maybe even the rest of this March to October, because with all those weeks of having a really good discovery scout discovering players, we didn't really discover anybody. So anyway, we've got him scouting just one random player, and then I have our other scout doing relievers from the Central, because I don't know, man, I look at all of our positions and I just convince myself we don't really need a ton of great prospects because we already kind of have a lot of great prospects. But you can always use relief pitching, so let's see what we get from that. We're getting kind of close to the draft. If it all goes well, I would hope maybe 2 episodes from now would be when the draft is. I think we swept the D-backs and then won the series against the Mets. That's the big one. So we should have a pretty decent lead in the division now, I would think. No, because now the Braves have been going crazy. All right. But we are going to go ahead and call this episode there. I think it was another good one. So guys, as always, make sure if you enjoyed this one, you hit that like button for me. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, this far into the series, man, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. But thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time.